Japan is full of wonders and amazing places to see. It's one of the longest and most complex histories of any country on earth. Its colors, sights, and traditions have fascinated every visitor. It's also a great destination for international students. Watch this video till the end if you want to continue your education in Japan. Hey everyone, I'm Behnam from the Visa Library. This channel gives visa information and the latest news and updates. First things first, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell and download the free cheat sheet my team has prepared from the link in the description. You should also follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Now, let's begin. First, let me ask you this question. Do you need a Japan student visa? The answer is probably a yes. Some countries are exempt from a Japan short-stay visa. The nationals of these countries can enter Japan with their passport and stay for some time. It's usually up to 90 days. If you're a national of these countries and your course takes up to 90 days, you might be exempt from a student visa. The visa exemption will likely allow you to complete your course in Japan. But if your course takes longer than 90 days, you need a student visa. It doesn't matter that you're a national of visa-exempted countries. You need a visa to study in Japan. Some countries are not among the visa-waived countries. It means they need a visa to enter Japan and the duration of their stay doesn't matter. The nationals of these countries need a student visa from the very beginning. The duration of the course doesn't matter to them. Are you wondering how to find the list of visa-waived countries? Look no further. You can find the list from the link in the description. Alright then, now that you know you need a visa, how should you apply for it? What are the required supporting documents? Stay a bit longer to find out. The first step to applying for a Japan student visa is to get admission to a Japanese university or college. You must find out one center that provides the course you want. The course is either a bachelor or master's degree. There are hundreds of Japanese universities and educational centers. You need to research to find the one that offers your desired course. But it must be authorized to accept international students. This is a list of Japanese universities: the University of Tokyo, Waseda University, Kyoto University, Osaka University, Tokyo Institute of Technology, Hokkaido University. This is not all of it. There are many more. Keep looking to find the appropriate university or center. After you find the university or center, determine what the requirements are. This is a sample of the requirements: Japanese language proficiency test or English language requirement, your latest educational certificate, transcripts, recommendation letters from your professors or teachers, application fee, statement of purpose or SOP, sample of writing, and other ones. Fulfill all of the requirements and apply to the university. The admission department evaluates your application and decides whether to grant admission or not. After they grant admission, they provide you with the admission letter. But it's not enough to apply for a visa. You need a certificate of eligibility, COE, as well. International students need the certificate of eligibility to apply for a student visa and enter the country. It's the school, university, or education center that must apply for the certificate of eligibility. You, as an international student, cannot apply for it. You have to submit some documents to the university so they can apply for the certificate. This is a list of documents you have to submit: a completed certificate of eligibility application form. You can find the link from the description. Passport-sized picture of yourself, a letter of admission into Japanese educational institution. There is also a fee for the certificate of eligibility as well, and the university pays for it. The processing time is from 1 to 3 months. You have to wait until the COE is issued. After the Japanese authorities issue the certificate, the school or university sends the COE to you as an international student. Now you can apply for a student visa. At this stage, you have to gather the student visa supporting documents. You can gather this list while you wait for the COE, but you may not apply for the student visa until the COE has been issued. Engrave this point in your mind. I mention and emphasize it again: if you apply without COE, your application is rejected. Are you wondering what the supporting documents are? This is a list of the documents you have to gather. Number 1 is a photo. You need 1 or 2 photos of yourself. It must be new and taken in the last 3 months at the time of the application. It must be 4 by 3 centimeter on a white background and without shadows. Your face must perfectly be visible and the image quality must be clear. If the COE has been issued in less than 3 months, you could submit the photos you provided to the university to apply for the COE. Number 2 is your passport. It cannot be older than 10 years ago at the time of application. Also, Also, it must be valid after the course ends in Japan. Number 3 is the certificate of eligibility. You have to submit the COE to the Japanese embassy. You would better have a copy for yourself as well. Ask the embassy whether they want the original version or a copy is accepted. Number 4, information about the Japanese university or school. Prepare a letter containing information about your educational institution in Japan, the duration of the study, and other details. It must be complete and hold all the necessary information about your study. Number 5 is educational certificate. Submit your previous educational or vocational certificates. They fill the educational gap and prove you're eligible to study in this course. Number 6 is proof of having enough funds. You have to prove that you have enough money or funds to cover your expenses in Japan. The average amount you spend depends on your tuition, the city you live in, and your lifestyle. The national average cost of living in Japan for international students is about 93,000 yen, but it's much up to the city you live in. For instance, the cost of living in Tokyo is about 109,000 yen, but it's about 75,000 in Kyushu. If you have a sponsor or your parents, they have to undertake to pay your expenses and show to have enough funds to cover you. These are some of the documents you can submit to prove your financial ability. Bank statements, scholarship documents, financial assistance, but you must have proof of the related documents. Number 7 is cover letter. Write a letter and explain why you want to continue your education in Japan. This letter is like the SOP that you write to the university, but you write it to the Japanese officials. You must clear these items to the Japanese authorities: your background, your educational goals, the benefits of the course, why you have picked Japan, and your plans after finishing your course. This cover letter is an essential part of your application. Spend enough time for writing it. You might have to get help from a professional in preparing it as well. Number 8 is a student visa application form. You have to complete it with your personal information and submit it to the Japanese embassy. You can download it from the Japanese embassy of your home country's website. The link to find the list of them is in the description. You can find a sample of the application form from the description as well. This was a general list of documents, but you must be careful while preparing documents. The documents have to be printed on A4 paper. Ask the embassy whether you have to submit the original or copy format of the documents. If you submit the original version, they might not return them to you, so ensure of everything. Also, this is not the ultimate list of documents. You might have to submit further documents. It's up to your case, nationality, and the Japanese embassy's decision. You can contact the Japanese embassy and ask for a full list of supporting documents, or if they require further documents or not. After you're done gathering the documents, you have to schedule a meeting with the Japanese embassy or consulate in your home country. You can find the list of them from the link in the description. You should also find out the particular procedure with the Japanese embassy in your home country. They might have special instructions. For instance, they might not accept direct applications, and you might have to submit your documents through an agency. This is just a sample, and you have to find the details with the embassy yourself. Visit the embassy on the scheduled date, and do not forget to bring all of the gathered documents. Double-check every document and ensure they are according to the embassy's instructions. Submit the documents to the officials and answer their questions in the interview. They are likely to ask you some questions about the purpose of your visit. What you say during the interview must align with your supporting documents and cover letter. The interview is an essential part, and you have to prepare yourself. There is also a fee for processing that you have to pay to the embassy. The fee is up to the embassy and its services. Ask them how much it costs and how you have to pay it. After you're done with the procedures of the embassy, you should wait for visa processing. The processing time will be short if the embassy doesn't ask for further documents, but the timing is with the embassy and their workload. When your visa is issued, you have to send them your passport to get the visa label. After you receive the visa label, you can move to Japan to begin your studies. When you arrive in Japan, the immigration officers at the point of entry will review your visa. If they consider you meet the entry requirements, they will give you a landing permit. If you have a single entry visa, it will become invalid once you get the landing permit. But a multiple entry visa with a longer validity remains valid even after you get the landing permit. After landing in Japan, you have to apply for a residence card as well. If you enter Japan through Narita, Haneda, Kansai, or Chubu airports, you will receive a Japanese residence card upon entry. If you enter through any other port, you can get the residence card at one of the local municipal offices in Japan. Whether you get the residence card on the entry or later, within 14 days of residence in Japan, you must report your stay at one of the local municipal offices. Your address will be printed on the residence card. Now let me ask you a question. How long can you stay in Japan under a student visa? The duration of your stay is up to your course, but the duration of your stay in Japan is stated on the landing permission and your residence card. Don't worry. If it's not enough to complete your education, you can extend it to complete your education and get your degree. If you want to work part-time, you have to find a job and your employer has to apply for a work permit. Alright then, this was all you must know about Japan student visa. If you have questions, write them down in the comment section. My team at the Visa Library will answer them. Before you leave, like this video, hit the bell, and don't forget to get the free PDF file my team has prepared from the link in the description. You should also follow us on Instagram and Facebook to get the latest visa news and updates. Until the next video, thank you all for watching.